Like this, this is a specific event in this festival, which is called Forget the Applause. So, first, this doesn't mean that you have to forget the applause right after the play. So, clap your hands, enjoy this place. What happens is that then you forget applause. And this is also called a kind of spectators' revenge. Meaning that here you are allowed to express your feelings. Very important, after the play. During the play, we will try that another time. The experiment tonight will be that we're gonna enjoy this wonderful play, possibly a controversial play. I see you lady, somebody at the back. Heckling you. And the good thing about it is that at the end, the playwright, the director, and even the actors will be here on stage. They can answer to your questions, and they are ready also to reply to your comments, your critiques. This should be a cathartic moment and a kind of purge for the audience. So feel free to express your feelings after, not necessarily negative feelings, even positive feelings. I think we're gonna have fun. I think if it turns out to be a riot, it will be fun anyway, because back to the good old times of theater in Paris, where one line could really make a riot explode like that. So for now, just watch the play, enjoy the play, but be ready, thinking that maybe later I will have to say something. So, where is Albert? Should I? What do you do in this case to introduce the play?
Yeah, take a second to introduce it. Take a second to introduce it. Do you remember the name of the play?
Yes. They're great, actually. The playwright and the director, Emma Phillips and Unwin, are really brave, because you see, they're gonna be here then to reply to all these things. By the way, the play has this wonderful title, Where All Roads Lead. Right, It's got it, all right. So I leave the stage, please enjoy this play.
Buongiorno!
Amico, come stai?
Maestro,
Va bene?
che bella!
Sì, ma piacere?
Cappuccino,
Cappuccino? Cappuccino?
Cappuccino?
Sì. Va bene, no camping?
No.
Ah, benissimo.
Decidi?
Benissimo.
Dita.
Cappuccino per la donna?
Buongiorno?
Buongiorno. Cappuccino?
Sbrigati e porta il cappuccino a questa bella ragazza,
That's okay. I
Don't worry. I'll just order you a coffee. Feel like you do it well. No offense.
I just
Yeah, take a load off. They do good coffee here, the best. It's a ratio, by the way. I'm here every Saturday morning. Have to move out while Carmela's in the apartment. She does the laundry, passes the mop around the place, polishes my dishes. A woman that knows how to handle an iron. It's a nice crease right down the leg of my chinos. Can't put a price on being well turned out.
those truly are words to live by.
Please excuse me for interrupting your Saturday morning. I'm sure you've got much better things to do than listen to me blather on. Especially as you come all the way from England.
That-
I'm on the Via del Tritone every bloody day of the week. 10 years this year. Still, I have a good life. I can't complain.
That's... Actually, no, I didn't come in from England.
A cappuccino per la donna.
Right.
Cappuccino.
But, thank you.
Prego, 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 prego.
Prego. Thank you for this coffee, and congratulations on a whole Roman decade. I guess you could say you've been here an X amount of years.
The Roman numerals, yeah? That's good. That's good. That's clever, actually. That's good. Latin. Props to you, soaking up the Dolce Vita.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm not that convinced. I went to the Colosseum the other day and practically got accosted by a couple of centurions.
Oh God, they're just after your money. Take a photo, take a photo. It's just one big bloody swizz. Still, you're better off walking around here as a lady than somewhere like Dubai. I was there 3 years. Logistics, imports, exports, yeah, deal. But don't get me wrong, they've got it all going on there. You just need to know where to look. And they keep it covered up under those, you know, those, what do you call them?
Burkas?
Burkas, yeah, the burkas. But they've got it all going on underneath. But you, well you,
For me.
well yeah, you can just go out, enjoy yourself. Hashtag YOLO, dip yourself!
Right. I didn't actually used to be the biggest fan of doing it for myself. My mum always thought I should be out at the disco dancing with my friends, except I never made any. And she said the trick to not feeling awkward was to pretend that you were looking for someone, and that way nobody ever thought you were alone. And so I'd spend my July nights just trailing around sticky dance floors, being ignored by girls in miniskirts. And you know, soon enough you stop pretending that you're looking for someone. You stop trailing around, and you'd really rather just be left sitting alone. At least that's how I felt a lot of the time in Paris.
Oh, Paris! Oh, I was there too. 5 years in the Latin Quarter. Avenue de Bousquet. My secretary at the time, Marie, I think her name was, bloody useless woman. She was late and set me up with the driver, so I had to take the bus out to La Défense. Me! Moi! On the bus! Still, that was the first place I ever laid eyes on the only woman I've ever fallen in like with. Raw. It was pissing it down. Just a trench coat, heels, and a copy of Paris Match over her head. She was drenched. Like a beautiful, wet seal.
Classic seaworld shoe.
She was stunning. I pulled out my umbrella and I said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
No, you didn't. You said, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
I didn't. I said, Madame, il pleut. And she turned and she looked at me so gratefully.
Really?
No.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Sorry, mais Madame, vous êtes très belle. I'd be honoured if you came out for dinner with me this evening.
Why are you trying to play the gentleman with me? I don't know. If I'm here at the bus stop again tomorrow, then we'll see.
It's just I know this amazing place. We could go
Ah,
out.
le voilà mon bus.
I hardly slept that night. And that's the state that she would keep me in for the next few years. Nauseous with adrenaline.
Fight or flight. I know all about that. Michel. The first time I met Michel, he didn't look much like his photo on Partager.com, but it was the pictures of his apartment that I paid more attention to, and his spare room that I was interested in.
Bonsoir. I'm sorry, I did not mean to keep you waiting. My apartment is just 5 minutes away. On y va.
Michel was such a bore walking back to his place. He's a civil engineer and he seemed to think I was dying to know how the Eiffel Tower stays upright.
I mean, imagine over 18,000 pieces of wrought iron held together by 2.5 million rivets. Twice a year, it's a huge job.
Not exactly riveting, is it? I did like his apartment though.
Bienvenue.
This is a long way from the old Crohn's place I've just seen on the 16th. It's 650 euros a month to essentially live in a museum, never touch the furniture, and never have guests.
No, here is nothing like that. I like to have life in the apartment.
You have a lot of pictures of yourself standing on mountaintops.
Well, I went on a bit of a tour a few years ago. I went through a bad breakup and I felt like I needed to conquer things.
I'm sorry to hear that. Who was taking the pictures anyway?
Whoever else was climbing the summit, I didn't know any of them. After Caroline left, I felt so alone. I just wanted to be somewhere where I could be totally, completely in solitude, but on top of the world. Rose Pinard, Rose Pazet, Mont Blanc, Toblerone.
I was beginning to grow aware of the train ride back to the suburbs, the acquaintances' floor I'd been sleeping on. And I was starting to think there was something a bit, how would you solve a problem like Maria, about Michel and his mountaintops, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
When I got back to Paris, I decided to rent out those rooms if Caroline and the boys weren't coming back. But they come from all over, my lodgers. Pedro, Dimitri, Stacy. I work long hours, I always have. It's nice to come home and hear music and voices and cooking smells. Not have everything right where I left it. Keeps me young.
You said there were 3 rooms. Which is the room going spare?
Oh, but there is no room going spare.
But then why did you put up the announce?
I thought you were looking for next year.
What the Who is organised to look a year ahead of time? I said in my advert, I'm here now, I need a room now. Could you just tell me how to get back to Robinson, please?
Robinson? That is where you're staying? Oh, you will never get back there now.
Shit! Is that the time?
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hold you up, and I'm sorry about the room, but I really don't think you'll make it back. But it's okay. You can stay here if you like.
Can I stay on the sofa?
Mm-hmm. But this sofa, she pulls out to my bed. See, I rent all the other rooms, so this is my room. But you can stay. It would be nice to have company. I'll get you some pyjamas.
Doing filling his apartment with foreign waifs and strays, and what was he thinking, letting me come here at this hour? When Michelle came back downstairs, clutching pyjamas and pillows like a little boy, I felt something in me snap.
You know, you have very beautiful eyes. I know it's a cliche, but if you wanted, you could stop looking for a room.
What?
Maybe you could stay here with me. Hey, Joe, relax.
I told him to get stuffed. Well, I stuffed a pillow into his face and I held it there. The evening had led me to an alarming fork in the road. Either I could let go and see what a mountain climbing engineer does to me in an empty apartment because Pedro, Dimitri, and fucking Stacy all seem conspicuously absent right now, or I just... I don't know how I did it. Jesus Christ. I sent him off to a summit way above the clouds. And it felt good. Like I had a real knack for it. And then when I got out onto the street, I realised that nobody knew the words.
I spent most of the night tossing and turning, wondering whether a rule would ever show. I was usually pretty take it or leave it with girls. I'd take what I want, and then I'd leave. I never stayed the night. But with Aurora, it was different. She was like a sickness. She was my sickness. But voilà, madame. I'm so pleased to see you.
You are a very silly man. Do you really think I'm going to change my plans just for you? That's something you should remember.
I did get steak at the dinner, though. I found out that Aurora liked to smoke while she ate. And she ate and drank a great deal and spoke very little of herself. So, you lived in Nice. That must have been Nice.
Madame et pour monsieur. Madame. Monsieur.
Nice is such a fucking nightmare. I came back to Paris, so obvious. But I love Paris. Il n'y a qu'une chose qui soit meilleure que vivre à Paris, c'est de revenir à Paris. Oh non. Hey, you should read French literature. Oh look, they are profiteroles. And tartatin, what a fucking tourist trap. We'll have both. And the calvados for me and you too. To each!
Bien sûr, ma belle.
Aurora, will you come and live with me? In my apartment?
Oh, Azio, you are so sweet. You're not like the others. I like you, but I don't want you. If you're okay with that, then pourquoi pas?
We're going to be so happy together. You'll never have to want for a thing. Aurora had a lot of special talents. She was single-handedly able to use every towel in the place and leave them all sopping wet over the bathroom floor. But she was best at salsa.
This is salsa, not disco. You slide your leg forward and I slide my back. Okay? No. We have to be like two little ducks on the water. You keep your toes still and everything is happening underneath. No.
Madame.
She used to take me to these clubs. In the end, I used to just sit and watch her dancing with these other men. My boner would be straining against my pants. And I think, yeah, fella, but I'm the one she'll be coming home with tonight. Except when she wasn't.
Thanks for a great night, Sherry. I'll see you.
But, Aurora, when?
I decided to move into a place in Vincennes, in prison, with a view to keeping my head down. The landlord was this old Vietnamese computing lecturer, and he lived behind a wall of mirrored glass. He would only...
European manners really are barbaric, don't you think? I was just in Japan. Even the word for politeness, tiny, has a totally different connotation. It's like you can wrap a present in tiny, or you can treat a fragile object with tiny. It's surprising you decided to come back to Paris.
What makes you say that?
I mean, I'm just counting the days until I can go back to Japan. It's like Asia's been asleep this whole time and now it's just waking up. Europe is finished, don't you think?
Am I painting a clear enough picture of Jerome? I just wanted him to shut the fuck up. Bon appetit.
When I got to Tokyo, I looked up an old girlfriend for my MBA program. I called her up. She said she wouldn't see me. The ungrateful bitch. I said, I came all this way. She didn't even tell me why she dropped out of the damn program. She hung up on me. So I thought, change tack. Tiny, you know. So I sent her a bouquet of roses. Waited for a thank you. Never came. So I sent another. Then another. And another. Got to the point. I was sitting outside of her apartment watching the deliveries. Still nothing. 2 weeks later, Aya's grandmother called me at work and said the entire apartment was just filled with roses, and they could not cope. They couldn't cope. They could not cope. Right, please stop.
I thought about Aya's poor grandmother struggling to find suitable receptacles for the unwelcome roses. Roses in jam jars, roses in saucepans, roses in Hello Kitty cups. I saw her struggling to cook in her tiny kitchen because she couldn't move. Fucking roses stinking up the place, and I just started seeing blotches, and they were red and spotty and just like the fucking roses.
I mean, why couldn't she see? Why couldn't any of them see? I was being fucking respectful. It was tiny. I was treating Aya with fucking tiny. She was my precious object to be treated with care, not like a whore, not like they do here.
Oh, would you just shut up with your fucking tiny roses? They do say the first cut's the deepest.
After a while, a roar.
Oh, thank you, Sherry.
You left me there alone again, like a bloody chump.
I don't have time to do this. I'm going to take a shower.
Well, don't forget to hang your bathroom towel on the floor when you're done washing it off you.
Écoute, Horatio, I thought we had everything set out very clearly when we began this little arrangement. I like you, but I don't want you. Don't ask me where I go at the weekends. You do not satisfy me sexually. If I want to come back, I come back, and if I don't, then...
Aurora, do you have any idea what it's like to fuck someone like you? I feel like I need to crawl out of my own skin. I've got so much desire.
Horatio, you do logistic. You are not a poet. I'm going to be late.
I decided that maybe a flat share wasn't for me. So I took a studio in Bastille with a view to keeping my head down. Sometimes I find myself indulging in one of those Paris nights that comes creeping up on you by taking a bottle down to the Seine and watching all the happy couples dancing by the Notre Dame.
Hey, baby. Hey, what's a pretty girl like you doing all by herself? You got a cigarette for me?
Always the same fucking line, isn't it? I'm not even fucking not smoking.
Come on. Feel like have a drink with me. Pass the time.
What exactly do you think is going to happen? I'm going to fall for your wit and your charm, and then we'll go back to my place and fuck. That's exactly how it's worked out for you every time so far. You're going to introduce me to your mother, we'll have a fucking white wedding, and then I'll stay at home raising the kids while you go around the street looking for a younger, tighter pussy to fuck, because that's exactly what you're expecting.
I'm getting so upset for it. Come on, have a drink with me.
Okay, you just... I already made the first mistake by actually acknowledging that you exist, by talking to you. What I should have done, what everybody here knows I should have done, I should have just stared off into the middle distance until you got bored and walked away, which I'm sure at least 12 girls have had to do tonight alone.
What are you getting so angry for? Come on.
You just don't fucking get it, do you? Do you think that if I actually kicked off and everybody in here told you to fuck off, that you'd actually leave me alone? Okay, you win. You fucking well win. The guy just wanted to sleep with me, and now he's sleeping with the fishes. I didn't even know his name.
She did come back. That time. Aurora really was my sickness. In the end, it drove me mad. I wasn't myself. I hope she knows that when I did the thing that I've always regretted the most, I wasn't myself. Still a sweet Horatio underneath it all.
It is hard knowing that there's something in you you can't control. You get through the days, Monday, no casualties. Tuesday, no casualties. So you can tick off entire weeks, but it's a half-life waiting for it to flare back up again. So I left Paris, and I hope I've shaken it off, because all roads lead to Rome, right?
Hey Joe, you've got a really kind face. I feel I can talk to you. I can really get things off my chest. You finished your coffee. Why don't you come back to my apartment for a while? It's just up the road and Carmela will be finished by now. I don't want you to come into any trouble. Maybe you could even stay. You'll never have to want for a thing.
Horatio, you're such a sweetie. You have not been listening to a word I've said, have you? Let's get the bill. I'd love to come. Start the crit?
Shoot.
Yeah. Cool. Well, no. We don't start immediately. Well, given that you will have to forget the applause, give another round of applause. Good. So I hope you enjoyed the play and you're enjoying the part of it now. They're gonna stay here on stage. You're allowed to make yourself comfortable. I don't know if we have chairs. I don't think.